friends, welcome back to yet another video. So today a really cool one, a baitfish, and it is basically just a craft for a baitfish, but I chose to call it the Darth Vader just because of the colors of this one, and also because it's kind of similar to the Space Invader, only without the spade feathers. So this is really just a craft for baitfish, but Darth Vader of course sounds a lot better. So that's what we will be tying today. I've already mounted my hook in the vise here as usual, so let's jump straight to it and tie out this Darth Vader. So the hook in the vise is the TP 610 from Eric's Hooks, of course. The Trout Predator, to be more exact, that's what the TP stands for. A really nice hook for flies like this. You can see the hook gap here is quite large, which is a good thing for the hooking capabilities. And also I've done a complete makeover of all the descriptions in my 102 videos. So now you will be able to find some of the tools I use down there, because you guys are asking me always. So tools, some fly boxes, stuff I use every day for my tying at least. You can find that down there in the description, so have a look at that. Okay, so first off, let's get a tail on this one, and I will be using some red craft fur for this. Because Darth Vader's lightsaber is red, hence the name. You can see it here. Just cut off a small bunch, and what I want to do is to kind of just pluck out the longest ones here. I don't want those out, and also the shortest fibers. So how to do that is to grab the long ends and pull out all these short fibers, right? So all the fibers that are shorter than where I'm holding my fingers here will get pulled out, and that leaves you with a pretty sparse bunch looking like this. Okay. So what I like to do is tie that in reverse, so it doesn't get pulled out when a fish grabs the fly. So you could, to get it reversed in your hands, just hold it up like this, place it in between your fingers, and flip it over. And that way you can tie that in the other way around, in reverse. Wraps on top of that. Cut this off fairly close to the thread wraps there, and then just flip this back over on itself and tie on top of that. So now this is very nicely secured, but it also is raised a little bit above the hook bend there, so it won't tangle up on you as much, or almost not tangle up on you. So that's a neat trick there. You could also put on a drop of UV resin right here to kind of stiffen it, but this will be just fine. Then I want some hackles in there, because if you look at Darth Vader, you can see he has some gray in his dress, or in his outfit. So I want a feather on each side. Get that one on. And that was really fast, so let me just show you how I did that. On the other side here, you can see this one either way. So take one, and then just hold it kind of loosely on the side of the hook, and then just make a few loose wraps and pull it in a little bit, so that will ensure that the feather stays almost perfectly tied in on the side like that. I've glued this in before, and you can do that, of course, but I kind of want to mix things up a little bit so you can try out the different techniques and see what works best for you. Let's get some dubbing on here. Also in gray, this is from Spawn Flyfish, the semi-seal. This one here, really cool dubbing. I use this a lot. Comes in all sorts of colors, as dubbings do, but and I really like these variety packs, or what's it even called, like a dubbing dispenser, where you get a lot of colors and it doesn't take up too much storage in my office here, so win-win all around. Let's get that dubbing on there. More, just a little bit. This is just to give some. You can see it here. It has some flash strands mixed into the dubbing as well. So this will give a little bit of bling to the fly. There we go. Up a little bit here. Now I left a little bit of room up in front here for the front part of the fly for the black craft fur, which I'll be using. Just snip off some of that. Here you can see these are very long, and I don't want these long ones, because I want this front part to kind of bleed into the tail, so it has to be shorter than the tail here, which is right around here. You can see that. So again, let me show it down here on the other camera. To flip it over, hold it between your index fingers like this, and then just flip it. Tie this bunch in on the top half of the hook. Cut this off. Flip the hook in your vise. If your vise can do that, most vises can do that actually. Mine just has this 360 degrees rotation, so it will rotate on the axis of the hook here, which is kind of nice for most flies. Cut off another piece here. Another bundle, and again pull out the longest ones and the shortest ones. There we go. And then you can moisten your fingers and kind of get this under control. Flip this back over on itself, and then you can use that bunch on the top there to measure the length for this bunch you're tying in here on the bottom. Cut this off. Now this doesn't have to be super neat under here, because it will of course be hidden underneath the craft fur. Then you can use a reverse tool if you have one, or just a pen. Show it to you what I mean. So if you have a pen lying around, just a normal pen. Just pull the insides out and now you have a perfect reverse tool that you can use. And it works just fine. You don't need a fancy tool for that actually. Some tools doesn't need to be that fancy, okay? So something like that doesn't need to be fancy at least. Not like a good pair of scissors or a nice bobbin or something like that. That is essential to have some nice tools there, but a thing like this doesn't need to be fancy. So make a whip finish here in the front. Let's make another one just to make sure everything is nice and secured. Cut off the tying thread, like that. And of course you could call it a day at this point and say the fly was finished, but as you guys know me, I like to make a little UV resin head. This one won't be getting any eyes because you kind of can't see the eyes of Darth Vader. It's just a black helmet, right? So this being a black fly, all you really need is some clear UV resin like this one, and I get asked about this all the time too, which UV resin to use and stuff like that. I like this one from SolarS. I'll link that down below as well, so you can check that out. So put on a drop here and work it in to just the front part of the fly here. And what that will do is to it will let you control the fibers here a little bit. So just take your time and work with the head. And you can also determine if you want a flat shape or a flat profile or a little bit more teardrop shape like this. So, and that's what I like. So you can get it to do that if you take the fibers like this and pull them backwards and then slightly pushing forwards again like this. And if you look at your fly, it should have this really nice, you can see it here, this really nice teardrop shape to it. Where's my lamp? There it is. So just cure that. And now the fly won't be as bushy. When you throw it, it will keep its shape. Just a little bit more here to kind of make that helmet I was talking about. But you could fish it without the resin head. I just think it looks nice, so why not do it? And it will also protect your whip finish and your thread wraps up in front here, so there's actually not much reason not to do it, if you ask me. Like that. And as always, the trick to getting a nice even head is just to keep your fly moving in the vise. Like this. If your vise can do it, of course. If you don't have a vise that can spin on itself like mine can, just build it up in stages, or just, I guess you just have to do like this. If it's a vise that only twists from side to side. That's cured. So here you have a finished Darth Vader craft fur baitfish with a little bit of grizzly hackle mixed in there as well. So a lot of movement, and this is a really nice pattern for like bass and stuff like that. You could also scale this up, like way up, and make it into a pike fly. There are almost no limits to this one. So thank you guys so much for watching yet again, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please make sure you do that. Hit the like button so my video gets pushed up a little bit by the algorithm, and check out some of the links I've left down below. I hope it helps you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.